everyone, welcome back. So I'm in my dining room today. It may not look like my dining room, but it is. If you watched my last video of my dining room part 1 makeover, you can see all of that and what I did. And I said there was gonna be a part 2. Well, this is kind of like part 1.5 because I have decided that I wanna strip the paint off of this fireplace and get it back to its natural brick color, which fingers crossed I can do in this video today for you. I don't know if it'll work out, but I know there's only one coat of paint on here because I was the one who painted the brick the black, and I am just regretting that. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned to find out to the end of this video to see if it works or if I had to paint it a different color, because the black is just not giving what I want it to give anyways. So either way, if the paint doesn't come off, I'm gonna paint it a different color, but stay tuned to find out what happens. And if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss out on a new video. All right, let's see what happens. So I'm gonna use this citrus strip to try to strip the paint off. This is gel, so I've used it for other things, but I've never used it on brick before. The only thing I'm really worried about is the cracks, but we're gonna do a test patch here to see what happens and then go from there. So I just applied the paint stripper very heavily onto the bricks with just a regular paintbrush. I just brushed it on and I made sure I got in between all of the cracks and the mortar and everything where the black paint was. I let it sit for around 30 minutes and I started just scraping the paint off of the bricks with this stripper tool. Okay, I think this might work. So it's just gonna be a long, tedious process, but look, you can see the brick underneath of it. So it's real porous, so I'm gonna have to scrub, but I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna scrape the rest of this off, and then I'm thinking we're in the clear. So I continued scraping the test section that I did, and then I decided to come in with a steel brush because the stripper tool was just not scraping enough away from the cracks and crevices, and the bricks are so porous that I needed something to kind of get in between those. So this steel brush worked perfectly. I just scraped away with it and it started started stripping the paint away. And then I continued on down the wall. I added stripper to sections at a time, and I should have actually done a smaller section here. I was just ready to go, but I went ahead and added the stripper and then waited about 30 minutes and then came back in with the tool and would scrape away on the brick and then use the brush also to make sure I got in all of the cracks and to get all of that excess paint off as much as I could. This was a very long process. Like I said, I had to wait at least 30 minutes in between. I was surprised the stripper did work after about 20 minutes in, but 30 minutes was definitely a good time to wait. And this is how it looked after the first day. So after scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing yesterday for about 8 hours, this is how the brick is looking this morning. The white on the bricks is actually just the dried paint stripper. So I need to give it a good wash, but before I do that, I actually want to go in with some more paint stripper today and see if I can get some more of that black paint out of the cracks and crevices and kind of do a little more detail work in between and the grout and stuff like that before I actually wash it down. So once I do that, then I'll go in with a bucket of soap and water, give it a good scrub down, get all of the paint stripper residue off, and hopefully we'll be in good shape from there. So I went ahead and applied more paint stripper in sections like I did the day before, and I came in with a small little steel brush to get more of the cracks and crevices in between the bricks and on the bricks, and that helped a lot. By the end of me scrubbing these bricks, that little brush, all of the bristles were gone out of it. I definitely needed a couple of them to really get in there and scrub, but it worked out pretty good with this little brush. I just kind of came in with some soap and water too after I was scrubbing away the paint stripper that I reapplied, and then I used the bigger brush along with that, and then I used just an old towel to kind of wipe it off and clean it because it gets kind of gelatinous. The stripper does after it gets wet, so you don't want it to like stick in between the bricks. And I worked really hard on this and put in another 7 hours of work, and I think after that it was looking a lot better. You know, there's still some black on the bricks and in between on the mortar for the grout lines, but I can always come back in and re-grout it. But this is where I made the mistake at. See the tile below? I painted that black, and I'm looking at it there like, oh, that doesn't look great. So I slept on it, and then the next day I woke up and decided to rip the tile out, and I was going to re-tile this area. So I just went in with a crowbar and a hammer and ripped all of this tile out. It took about a couple hours to get that all out of there. And it was 4 tiles. So I thought, oh, super simple, super easy, which that part wasn't too bad. And then I had to come back and get all of the, you know, mortar off of the cement board so that way my new tiles would sit evenly. So I did that for another couple hours. Then I was ready to tile. So once I placed new mortar down, I went ahead and placed my new tiles down, which I got 2 16 by 32 inch Carrara marble tiles from Home Depot, and they fit perfectly because I didn't want to cut anything. So I just laid them right where the old tiles were, and that was that. I thought that was going to be perfect. Well, I didn't like, you see this black border around the tile. Well, that is a different color of wood than the flooring, so that's why I painted it black. So I wasn't feeling the black border with this new tile. So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and use some paint stripper, and I'm gonna strip this black off, and then I'm gonna repaint it with some white paint to match the new tile. And then it's all gonna tie in together and just look like one big tile. So I did that, and then I realized I hated it. That did not match the tile at all, and it looked terrible. So I stripped all that white paint off and decided to go back to the wood mahogany color that was originally there. And that was also a big mistake. I just transported this whole fireplace right back into the 80s, and that was not my intention.
Well, that turned out to be a fail. Not in the way I anticipated it to be a fail. I actually like the brick back here, and I want to keep it the brick color. I think that turned out pretty good. But when I added that tile on the floor, I really took this fireplace back to the 80s. I don't know what I was thinking with that tile. In my head, I had a different design and it looked different, but you know, sometimes you just can't see it till you do it, and that's what happened. So, yeah, I need to take a break from this fireplace before I come back to it and fix the floor and finish the whole thing, because I am just so sore and my hands are sore and I'm tired, and mentally I just need a break to figure out what I'm gonna do on the floor. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments below what you think I should do to the floor. I'd be happy to hear those suggestions. In the meantime, you're just gonna have to wait for that pretty B-roll footage until my dining room final makeover video when that comes out. And that's where I'm gonna leave it today. So, you know, it wasn't a total fail, but it was a pretty big fail when you put all the pieces together. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, bye-bye.